What a tool, huh? It's this thing right here that I'm talking about. There's days you wish it would ring, right? There's probably days you wish it would stop ringing. It's kind of like, you know, if you come in the morning and the phone's not ringing, you kind of wonder if everything's okay, or maybe you start to think that nobody likes you anymore, that they're not calling. You might have days where you just come in and you can't answer the phone quick enough. It just rings and it's constant, and there's times you're like, at the end of the day, you go home and you think, you know, I could have got a lot done today if the phone would have left me alone. Well, let's see if we can't look at the phone, talk about some strategies, talk about some techniques, real tools that are going to help us make this thing our friend. Let's make the telephone our friend. So I'm going to start by simply getting us to think about, why do people call us? And when I present this question in front of a group of people and I say, why do people call us? Man, I get all kinds of answers. I get everything from, well, they call to get an estimate. They call to get a price. Well, those answers are just a lot of good reasons for the phone to ring, aren't they? I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure that all those things that I just mentioned are really good reasons for the phone to ring. So let me take you to the next step. Let's think about this. What have you invested to make the phone ring? This is all about your marketing, your advertising, your branding, creating the awareness of who you are, where you are, and what you have to offer. We spend a lot of time trying to position our business as the best choice for people to get their car serviced and maintained, don't we? We spend a lot of time, we put a lot of effort into positioning our company as the better choice when compared to all our competitors. And we spend not only time, but a lot of money, because we want people to know who we are. We want people to know what we offer and that we welcome their business. You really should be looking today at your marketing of being a minimum of 3% of your revenue is spent on marketing, as much as 8% of your revenue is spent on marketing. The other thing that's happened that really has impacted marketing of our businesses is simply this. We're in an industry that for a very long time had this standard of getting people to return for service every 3 months or 3,000 miles. That's what we told people. We told people, your car needs service. You need the oil and the oil filter changed every 3 months or every 3,000 miles. And for that model, that simply meant that most consumers, we were going to see them about 4 times a year, because they would put on 10 to 12,000 miles on their vehicle a year that would need to be serviced 4 times a year. We'd see those customers 4 times a year. Well, now think about what's happened. Technology in the vehicles advanced. It's changed dramatically. We now have maintenance service intervals on cars that have become extended just because of the technology in both the automobile and the lubricants. And so now we have vehicles that don't need service every 3 months or every 3,000 miles. Now we have vehicles that need service every 5,000 miles, every 7,500 miles, every 10,000 miles. Maybe they don't need service until they get that message across the dashboard that tells them it's time to service the vehicle. So we've gone to these extended service intervals, and what's happened to our customers is simply this. We now have gone from seeing the customer 4 times a year to seeing the customer on average 2.5 times a year. So now we have this void that we have to fill, because we have the same time available. Our facility hasn't changed. Our manpower hasn't changed. We have the same amount of space and time available, and we have less opportunity with our customer base. So now we have to increase the customer base in order to fill that void. And the only way that we're going to do that is to become better at marketing, do marketing more frequently, do more acquisition marketing that gets those customers that we haven't ever seen before interested in giving us a try.